try and make a quick little video on how to make bread pudding. First, you're gonna get a can of evaporated condensed, whatever you call it, milk. Milk in a can. Take your can of milk, pour it into a pot, and then you're gonna fill this up with water 3/4 of the way. I hope y'all know how much 3/4 is. It's not all the way to the top. And you can see I got a little room left. You're gonna add that in there, and then you're gonna add a stick of butter. It's purchased from the store earlier. All right, so that's good enough. Very nice. Pop this over to my little. Dang, I had to wipe my stove off. Hold on, y'all. Put it up here on this side. And I'm gonna put it on a medium heat. I'm gonna go back over here. I have my favorite bowl. And I'm gonna use this good old Great Value white bread. I had it in the freezer and a little bit of Nature's on. So I'm gonna break this up and put it in here. So really, you just break these into little pieces. So I'll be back. And I tried to look and see if anybody had any bread pudding that looked like mine, but I haven't found any. I don't think anybody can make any bread pudding like me. I'm recording. Told you I'll let you know. You can talk though, go ahead.
That banana bread is driving me crazy.
Banana bread or bread pudding? I hope I didn't call this bread pudding. I mean, I hope I didn't call this banana bread. We be getting banana bread and bread pudding mixed up like crazy.
They all do it. You make them all good. When they have hanging in the stove.
That's what this video is for. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing worse than going somewhere expecting to eat good food and it's just trash.
That's most restaurants nowadays.
There's no restaurants hardly open nowadays. That's part of the problem too. I'm glad I got some kind of sense of how to cook. So I ain't gonna lie, like I just know how to cook bread pudding. I'm this cooking guru. I am not. I found a piece of recipe. Like it had half the ingredients, it had no measurements, and I made it work, which is what you do in cooking. You make stuff work sometime. So, a lot of people don't break up their bread into these teeny tiny pieces like me. I feel like the smaller the pieces, the better it's gonna come out. Plus, this kind of like relieved me a little bit. We had a competition, right? My husband called himself making bread pudding, and it was some pieces in there. It was still like this. Oh, do I need to hold it like that? This piece in his bread pudding like this. You kidding me? It was like, how did I do? I said, I can cook it better. His feelings don't get hurt though. So, and if they do, too bad. They'll be all right. We go back and forth like that, but he know the truth. So, like 2 days later, I made mine, and he couldn't help but agree that mine was better.
Listen, make sure y'all don't burn y'all milk sauce. And you really don't have to like boil it or nothing. You just want the mixture to get hot. I got this Nature's Own. This bread is not even like people use stale bread. This bread is still good. You see how soft it is? Oh my goodness. But nothing lasts in this house, so I guess that's why I gotta cook it with fresh bread. I seen this other lady. She was using like old stale donuts for bread pudding. Like I seen nothing last, so I don't think I would get the opportunity to use old donuts for my bread pudding. You know, it sounds really good. The bread, you gotta get moist by the milk and water mixture. Or you're gonna have some bread pudding. Look at that. Beautiful. And I did wash my hands off camera.
For those who are wondering, I am a clean cook, okay? So I have the cinnamon here, and I like to season my bread. Some people season their little liquid sauce juice. I like to season my bread. And that is enough because this stuff is strong and it's really, really good. And nutmeg. Please don't use as much nutmeg as you do cinnamon. And then over here, I got these nice jars. I love these jars. See, bleach is important to have in the kitchen. Forgive my mess. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. So, measuring cup. Take about 2 cups of sugar. Well, this is 1 cup. And I season my bread. I wanted to use some brown sugar. You can use brown sugar, but I'm just gonna use these 2 cups, okay? Every bread pudding must have its. So what I like to do, sprinkle them throughout, even though it's gonna get mixed up. You know how some raisins like to get stuck together? I like to make sure it's broken up pretty good. I think the last time I made this, I was kind of stingy with the raisins. So this time, I'm gonna make sure it's enough. Okay, now let me check on my liquid mixture. Another thing I forgot to tell you guys, and it's nice and hot. You see that steam? It's ready. Go ahead and cut that off. Vanilla extract. I think I got this from Costco. So I don't measure. I'm sorry. I just pour it. Like, that's enough. You feel me? So, it smells so good. We're gonna take this back over to my pot. Ooh, this is an old pot, y'all. I had it for a minute. Mix this with the vanilla extract. Okay, now we're gonna pour the hot liquid over the bread. Just pour it. This pot is old. Just gonna pour it in there, and you're gonna mix it really good. The goal is to make sure the bread absorbs all of that hot milk. Also, the last time I did this, I did it in a much smaller bowl, but it's fine. Oh, what I forgot to do and what I forgot to mention is cut your oven on 350. You're gonna bake it a little bit and then you're gonna broil it a little bit. I'm gonna continue to mix. I'm gonna cut my oven on 350 and I will be right back to tell you the next couple of steps. All right, y'all. You can add 2 room temperature eggs. I only have 1. So I'm going to add 1. If you don't cook, if you don't know anything about cooking, whether you're frying, cooking, baking, whatever, the eggs helps keep whatever you're cooking together. It helps. It's like the glue in cooking. So I don't want no bread pudding falling apart. I'm gonna use 2 eggs. So one's room temperature, one's not. But not having one that's not room temperature never killed anybody. As y'all can see, the bread absorbed the liquid very well, and you're gonna want it to have this consistency. Like, it shouldn't look like bread pieces that's been broken up. It really shouldn't. It should look like that, okay? See that? So you're gonna make sure that you have these eggs worked into your bread pudding very well. I cut my oven on 350 and I pulled out my handy dandy flat pan. I like my bread pudding thin. Some people like it thick. I prefer to have thin pieces. How you're gonna see it, I guess, in the intro or something. Just a little insight into my refrigerator real quick. This is the same amount I had last time. So this is my trusty flat pan right here. And do you guys, anybody else store pots and pans in the oven? My daughter was supposed to wash those, but I had a little surprise when I opened up my oven. Anywho, you're gonna take like a quarter, it's a little bit more than a quarter stick of butter. Now open that bad boy up, toss that in the pan and let it melt in there. Okay. However long it takes to melt. Dang, that was quick. All right. So I'm taking my pan of melted butter tar out of the oven. You know, want to make sure that butter hit all four corners of that thing like that. Oven's hot. All right, and then I'm gonna pour my mixture. Anyways, you want to scoop this stuff? So we don't have all day like that. We really don't. I'm gonna scrape all this delicious bread pudding from this big old bowl. Oh, if anybody wants to know where I got this bowl from, I got it from DD's. DD's has everything. I wish I could go to DD's. Don't use your hands. You don't want to smooth it out. You want this thing to hit all four corners. And the butter's also going to help your bread pudding have this delicious, beautiful crust. What I like to do, I like to push it into the corners and even, you know. And listen, cooking does not have to be perfect, okay? I learned that over time. Sometimes mistakes create great products. And this butter on the top is gonna give it a nice brown crust on the top as well. All right, you guys. Just wanna spread that butter over a little bit, and we pretty much good to go. That thing gonna be right. You're gonna be able to tell when it's cooked. It's gonna look dry. It's not gonna be shiny on the top. So you're gonna pop this in the oven on 350 until it's pretty much dry. Cook it till it's dry. And then if you need to, you're gonna broil it to make the top brown, because it just looks good that way. All right, so pop this in the oven and I will be back. All right, we're back for the last part of this video. I'm gonna take, I think it's done. This bread pudding, ooh, it is done.
It's hot, Mommy.
Yes, it's hot.
It's really hot. It's hot.
There it is, nice and brown. Take a look at that. Ooh. Now I'm gonna let that cool off, and then I'm gonna cut it up. You like the bread pudding?
Yeah, I like the bread pudding.
Eat it. Let me see you eat it then. Is it good? Is it the best? Okay. Tell everybody to like, comment, subscribe.
Comment, subscribe. Bye-bye.